Hello students, welcome to Learner's Planet. Let us again start with our biology class. The topic we are discussing is microorganisms, friends and foe. Now in our previous sessions, we have completed that how these organisms are friends, and we had started with the negative role of microorganisms in our life. We have studied that these microorganisms cause harm to us broadly in two ways. Either directly by causing diseases or by spoiling the articles that we are using in our daily life. That could be our food, or that could be our non-living accessories like furniture, etc. So in that case, we have studied that these diseases which are caused by these microorganisms, they are known as infectious diseases, and the organisms which are causing the diseases, they are known as pathogens. Besides, we have studied that these organisms or these diseases can spread from one person to the other in different ways. And we had what we have found out, the different means of spread. What are they? Air, water, vector, contact. So further, we can say that these in the previous lecture we have studied that these can spread through air and water. And now in today's session we are going to continue the same topic. Now we will study that how these diseases can spread through the vectors. So to just understand, we will begin with the word vector only. What do you mean by vector? These vectors are the carriers. They are the animals. Till now we have studied that the microorganism was present in our surrounding, in air and in the water. So when we breathe in the contaminated air, the microorganism directly enters in your body. Further, if we are drinking we are using the contaminated water, so again the organism can directly enter into your body through your digestive system. So now we are to study about the vectors, how they can spread through the vectors. So these vectors are not the natural resources, or they are not the non-living things present in our surrounding that we are consuming. Rather, they are actually the animals. Now, don't get confused with the fact that animals, they are vectors, so they are causing the disease. No, not at all. Animals, they are the carrier of the organism, microorganism, that is pathogen. So these animals, they are actually playing a role of carrier, or a role of, we can say, like mediator. They are just transferring it from one organism to the another. So as we say, the pathogen is present inside the patient, and when this patient is attacked by the animals, if these animals bite them, the patient, of course, then the pathogen will enter into the animal's body through different route, definitely. So if they are biting, they will suck it inside themselves, and if they again bite another healthy person, then they are actually transferring this pathogen from patient to the healthy person. And such type of transmittance is responsible for causing disease to the healthy person also. So now you can understand what we mean by the vectors. You can take example of various things, various living organisms. We have highlighted 3 examples here, like houseflies or mosquitoes, dogs, etc. Like swine, cattle. There are many vectors in our surrounding, and we are exposed to them 100%. Secondly, all animals of the same category are not the vectors. They are not contaminating. We can say, for example, mosquitoes. All mosquitoes do not cause the disease. Can you think of certain common diseases caused by the mosquitoes? Like malaria, like sleeping sickness. So all mosquitoes do not cause malaria or another disease, that is sleeping sickness. All the dogs, they are not responsible for causing rabies. You must have heard about it. Dogs, they can cause rabies, but all are not rabies causing organisms. So vectors are generally those animals which are carrying pathogen only. So if they are having the pathogen, they can serve as the vector, and they are, of course, they can easily get these contaminants from the healthy patients. So these houseflies or the mosquitoes, how do they spread the diseases? That's what we are going to study. Let us begin the topic one by one, picking these vectors here. So first vector we have quoted is housefly. How the houseflies can cause the diseases, or how they can spread the pathogen. So generally, you know the habit of the houseflies. They are present anywhere, they can fly anywhere, and inside your home, outside, anywhere these could be fine. What will happen? They can sit on various articles. Now, if they sit on garbage or any other surface which is unclean or which is having the pathogen, so when they sit over such articles, they will get pathogen stuck to their leg. It's a normal fact. If anything is touching or it is sitting over another article, then some particles of that is going to be stuck to the surface of the organism. So now if they are now carrying the pathogen into their legs, further what will happen? They are not giving us as a gift directly. Rather, what will happen? They will further go and sit over the clean surface, or it may sit over the food. If the food is kept opened, then they may sit over there, and definitely what will happen? The pathogen which was stuck to its feet during previous visit or during when it sat over the garbage, so that is transferred to the food item. Now if we consume such food item, which food item? Contaminated. So such infected food which is already having the pathogen in it, if it goes into your body, it will cause the disease. Now you can relate it again. If it is via your digestive system, then the symptoms would be similar. And here in this case, disease is going to be a kind of food poisoning. Symptoms could be, for example, like vomiting, stomachache, loose motion, acidity, etc. All these are the symptoms of such kind of diseases. Now usually these houseflies picks up the bacteria and spreads it and causes various kind of diseases. Another vector example is mosquito. So these mosquitoes, this you must be knowing so well enough. What happens to these mosquitoes? What is the habit? They are scavengers. They are sucking the blood and feeding on the components present in the blood. So now what will happen? The mosquitoes, when it bites patient, which patient? Which is already suffering from malaria type of diseases. So when they suck the blood from such malaria patient, the parasite or the organism or the microorganism causing disease is going to be sucked by the mosquito. You know which malarial parasite is causing the disease malaria? It is Plasmodium, or it comes in the category protozoa. You remember what we mean by protozoa? Protozoa, they are unicellular eukaryotic organisms. So in this case here, the mosquito is picking the malarial parasite, that is Plasmodium, from the patient's blood. Now what will happen? When they will suck the blood, they will go and bite the fresh healthy person. Further, when it bites the fresh other healthy person, the pathogen would be drained into its system. When it is biting, it will drop its own saliva into the blood of the healthy person, and thus the malaria causing agent, that is Plasmodium, is entering into the host body. And of course, when it enters there, it will start multiplying, it will attack the normal physiology and will cause the disease. Here the diagram is shown, the malarial transmission cycle. In this we are showing that how these Plasmodium is spread from one person to another and just communicates the disease malaria in our surrounding. So what happens here? The Plasmodium. These Plasmodium, they are present in the blood. Now initially they are actually present inside the vectors. Vector, which vector? Mosquito. Now the host is always specific for such kind of pathogens. The mosquito which is causing malaria is female Anopheles. Male Anopheles cannot spread the disease. Even any other strain of mosquito can also not cause the disease. But what is happening here? The vector, it is containing the plasmodium in its saliva. It will go and bite some initial human host. Now from the human host, plasmodium which came from the saliva, it will be taken up by the blood and will be transferred to the liver, causing the infection over there. Now further, when it multiplies, it starts its own cycle, life cycle. Then what will happen? These plasmodium will be drained into the blood system or the circulatory system, and there it will start the blood infection, and it will cause the symptoms like shivering, like fever, and so on. Besides, now another mosquito, if it bites such a person which is actually exposed to the malarial parasite, it will suck this blood along with the parasite, and again when it bites some another host body, it will spread the disease. Another fact of this cycle, if the initial host is a female human being, then and if it is pregnant, then what will happen? Through the placenta, this infected blood can go into the fetus also, and the fetus can get suffered later on. So this is how the malarial transmission cycle is taking place. There are many other vectors which can cause the disease in similar ways, and this is the reason why they are known as the carriers. Why? Because they are carrying the pathogen from an unhealthy person to the healthy person. The other examples of similar things are dogs or swine, birds, cattle, etc. So different are causing different diseases. Now another way of spreading the disease is contact or touch. So the physical contact is another cause for the spread of the disease. We have seen that how the organisms are present in our surrounding, and we are inhaling them directly or indirectly. Now physical contact can also be responsible for the spread of certain diseases, not all, specific ones only. Now before that, what type of contact is actually causing the disease? That is more important. So this contact or physical contact, it can be either direct or it can be indirect. Direct contact, which could be casual or it can be sexual. Casual means just normal touching, kissing, hugging, etc. Handshaking, while sexual is the intimate relation between two male and female body. Now an indirect contact, it can be like use of the patient's articles. The one who is suffering from the disease, if we share their articles, then of course we can become a victim. So now let us understand what these direct and indirect contacts are, and how and what type of diseases are being communicated by such methods. So now first let us study about the direct contact. Direct contact, as we have said, it means the physical touch with the person. Now physically we are touching so many people in our daily life, but here with the person we mean by the patient. If we are touching the patient directly, we may get exposed to the disease or the pathogen. But it is not true for all kind of diseases. It is the only specific one which can spread through this method. So the direct contact can include a normal handshake. In a daily life, in a formal and informal relation, we are shaking our hands. So that is a common lifestyle. Hug, kiss. We are just meeting our loved ones with our soft touches and all. If a baby is there, we just go and kiss. Not only that, true friends, there are so many ways for hugging, kissing, so many reasons in our daily life. So all these are the normal casual things that we are following in our daily life, and they may be a cause of disease. Not always, if it is with the patient, in only that case. Now in that case also with the specific one, not all. All diseases do not spread through a simple handshake or a kiss or a hug. Further, another direct contact could be like a sexual relationship. Now that is a very intimate relation and is the closest relation between the two individuals. And definitely it may cause the disease directly. Now the thing is, what type of disease does spread through this particular method? So generally the fungal infections, viral diseases, they are more commonly spreading via this method. You must have understood about the chicken pox. This chicken pox is a viral disease. So it is caused because of the virus. But we know, if you must have seen in general also, when the person is having this chicken pox, it is actually isolated. It is better to be away. It is better to isolate that patient for the other healthy person, for that patient also. What happens in chicken pox? It starts with mild fever. Then on your whole body there is the development of some pustules, the boils which are having the pus inside or some watery substance inside, and the entire body is covered from this. Now these boils are not only on the surface, it is coming from the depth of your skin, and it's really a very terrible situation. Now if this watery material or these waste material coming out from this chicken pox or the boils, if we come in contact with those, then definitely we may catch the virus, and if it may get into your body system. So this is how a normal handshake with a patient of chicken pox can cause you the disease. Besides, there are some skin infection like eczema or dandruff, a common thing. Many fungal diseases which are shown in the on your skin, they may get spread through this way. Besides, AIDS, a very horrible situation, a very horrible disease. What is the full form of AIDS? It is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now what we mean by this? It means, acquired means to obtain, to procure, right? Immunodeficiency, weakening of your immune system, and syndrome, the collective generation of various symptoms. So in this case, there is a development of various symptoms of diseases because of the deficiency of your immune system. And this immunodeficiency is not natural, so it has been because of some viral infection. And the AIDS can actually spread from one person to the another. This is a very serious disease. We must know that how this disease actually is spread, and definitely we must take precautions against it, because for AIDS there is no treatment. We can save ourselves only through the precautions. Now if you have to take precaution in this case, we must first know the basic causes for the spread of the disease. Generally it is actually transferred from a pregnant lady to its fetus via blood or via placenta. Next, besides that, our feeding mother, nursing mother, they can transfer these virus from its breast or milk to the healthy baby. If the mother is infected, not in all cases, we are only considering the infected person. Next, it can be because of the sexual relation with the infected partner. Besides, it can be because of use of infected syringes. Why? Because the needle has gone into your blood and it might have picked the virus from the blood. And if the same needle is used for another person, then the disease may get spread. Besides that, another possible way for spread is like we can say blood transfusion. If a donor of blood is already having this AIDS virus, or the virus which is causing it is HIV. Now if this HIV is coming into that blood sample and is being transfused into the healthy body, then definitely the disease can be transferred. So these are the possible ways how the AIDS are getting spread. Now you can think, if we simply touches the person, AIDS patient, can we catch the disease? No. It is only possible through a sexual relation, or it is possible if we are having a blood injury, injury over the skin. So until unless the virus gets into your bloodstream, we may not catch the disease. So blood to blood contact is very necessary for this particular virus to get spread. Further, we can say another way in which the disease is getting spreaded is indirect contact. What we mean by the indirect contact? It simply means the use of or sharing of the articles of the infected person. Now we are so friendly and we are sharing our own things with everybody. But if we are having some disease or any other person is having any disease, then we must take certain precautions just for the sake of healthy community. Because if we become victim, we may also spread the same agent in the society, and other people may get the same disease. So in this case, if we are saying the articles are being shared, what type of articles? It could be like food or water, handkerchief, other clothes, and so on. So if we are consuming these articles, we may definitely get the disease. Think of certain diseases again. Cold. If a person is having cold or cough and he uses the hanky while sneezing or while coughing, then again if we are using the same hanky for our own purposes, then what will happen? Those infectants or the pathogens, they may get entered into your body. So although you have not touched the patient, but the article that has been shared in this process can cause the disease. Similarly, chickenpox and many other diseases like fungal infections or the skin infections, they can be transmitted from one person to the another. Now again, just think an important point. All diseases do not spread through the contact, and all do not spread through the indirect contact also. Some are limited to the sexual contact or blood to blood contact. As in the case of AIDS, it was only from the pregnant mother to the baby, from her breastfeeding to the baby, or blood transfusion or use of infected needles and so on. So there is nothing like we have to get isolated from all the patients, but definitely precautions should be taken so as to keep yourself healthy. Now here we have seen all these means are there, but they are actually causing the disease only via pathogens. Whatever mean is there, but the causing agent is definitely a pathogen. So such diseases therefore are called as communicable diseases as well as infectious diseases. So this is how the infectious diseases or communicable diseases do spread. So rest we are going to discuss in the next chapter, in the next session. Till then, study well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.